Alright guys, so what we're going to do is just take a look at one of the new features we have here in Build a Game, and it's going to be the goal system. The goals that we currently use were, I would say, pretty straightforward in terms of the functionality of it. We tried to just kind of broaden and deepen what they can do for you. I'm going to place a player to start with. We'll place a goal, and actually I'll go ahead and put the goal above the scene here. We'll put in a coin for our goal option, and let's go to our we'll go to our in transition for the tile manager. So I'm just going to run you through a couple of the scenarios, but we've gotten it really deep where you can pretty much make a lot of different sets of rules for your player and for a set of players to compete or co-op with or single player with. I'm going to place in, this is just standard here, but just going to place in a goal brush connected to the tile manager so everything gets sent through it. The player has the default player has a win-loss and a tie animation set, so that when the condition goes, tile manager will tell players that are involved with it to do a different state. When it comes to the goal, one of the things that we have, and these will all be, once the images are done, we'll do a set of videos to walk through all the details of them. But the basic thing though is that the goal has a set of options when it comes to how a goal can be accomplished. You can either do it by team. We're going to start off not with a team, but you can do it by a team. And then a team has a set of rules that it needs to actually meet, whether it's by the health, lives, location, items, timer, and points. What we're going to do for this one, eventually we'll do a team system on that. But we're going to start off with, we're going to say the coin being a pickup item. So we're going to go over to our goal rules items. The item has an option that's going to be saying what is the goal ID, meaning that when something picks it up, if the ID is the same from the thing picking it up, then it's going to say that, for instance, if the coin has a goal ID of 0, then it's going to check for the same thing over here for that item. We're going to do a use for the win or use for the lose. You can do both. You could say that, for instance, like with Sonic, where you don't necessarily win with a certain amount of coins, but if you have less than a certain amount of coins, the player dies from it. We're going to say that you can win. Condition is going to be anything greater than or equal to. So if you had the items that we want to collect, we'll say we just want one because there's one coin in the scene. And then the number of team members, if you're playing a team game with it, then you can say that per individual, if you're doing a team solo play, and we'll talk about it in a little bit, but you can say that the number of team members could be, you might have 5, but you only want 2 of them to have to pick up a certain amount of coins. You have an option for an instant win. Instant win means that it's going to, irregardless of everything else, it overrides and says when this condition is met, then it's going to automatically say that you win. So for instance, the opposite, your player dies, you have an instant lose condition so that the player dies and you instantly go to the lose state. Alright, so what we're going to do on this one, we're going to set it for the item, and that's all we're going to set on the goal. And then I'm going to go to our pickup, and for the pickup item, what I'm going to look at here, the right one here. Alright, the pickup item has a pickup points, and what I want to do is actually, we'll wait on that one. I'll just go ahead and change the goal setting here. We'll go back to that when we start doing some changes on the pickup to allow you to change pieces on the goal. So for the pickup, what we're going to do is say that this one is on enter, it's going to be an item with a +1. Now you may have items where you walk through it and it gives you a +1, but you want to also use the on exit, and when they exit you could say the item's a -1, so it's just keeping track of whether or not you have the item or you don't have the item. And then you can also choose, and we'll look at these in a little bit, but it's going to be the play animation when complete, as to whether or not you can play the animation here or not. So that's all we actually need on this one. Goal ID is 0, so 0 here, item pickup on goal 0, so they'll actually talk to each other. Alright, so that's all we need on the pickup here. For the player, So player is going to be just a single play mode, which means we don't have to worry about the team ID or anything on that one. But for the goal ID here, what we're going to say is that the player is going to be a counter for the item. So whenever this player picks up a coin or a token, then we're actually saying he counts items. And this is useful in single player, but also in team mode. It becomes a really good thing to have for it. Alright, so we have our pickup coin and we have our player. So we can actually... one other thing here. We're going to go back to goal, and you have the option to go to the next scene or not. I'm going to go ahead and say that we'll enable it, and we'll go to, I think it's level 4. So we'll go to 4, and then there's a option inside of goal for lose scene. So you may get a goal and you get the win scene, so you go to the winning scene, and then you have a lose scene in case you need it. So we'll go ahead and enable it, and we'll do it on the scene here, and we'll do the same thing. We'll take it up to 4. Oh, and also I'm going to take this and do about 3. We'll do about 3.5 seconds on both of the loads, so that you have a little bit of a delay before, and then it goes through. Alright, so now at that point, when the player walks over, he's actually going, when he picks up the coin, it's going to be a win, because that was the only condition required to win for the goal. So when I go to there, I'm now in my 1 state. 3.5 seconds later, then I start to reload, and the scene is to reload the same scene. Alright, so that's going to be basic setup there for it. We'll do a couple more videos, walk through some more features. There's a lot of features involved with it, but I'll try to just hit the highlights so you can see some of the fun things that are included with it.